Hello, hello, hello! What's happening, everybody? MCOC Droid does back again with another video on Marvel Contest of Champions, and as you can see from the title of this video, we are about to discuss a lot of stuff coming up very soon down the road. There is a brand new roadmap, spring into summer 2021, that has just gone live. Being a member of the CCP, the Content Creators Program, I was granted early access to this, so I am here to show off as much as I possibly can, as much as I know about, and break it all down for you as best as I possibly can. I know many of us are going to be doing this because we are very excited about this, but without further ado, let's jump right in to the Dev Diary Spring into Summer 2021. I'm not going to read everything verbatim, of course, but I figure this intro, and I think there's the outro at the end as well, of course, I would like to read. So, greetings, Summoners. Design lead Kabam That Jim here again after what feels like an age of Ultron since we last sat down for a homely fireside chat about the contest. In that time, the team has been busy delivering on the majority of the awesome things we announced last year. From new act content, a succession of back issues, alliance tools, node improvements, undo button, a bonanza of champion updates, selling from stash, a raft of incursions updates, nice reference, and so much more in between. We didn't deliver on everything though. Summer of pain. Development priorities change, your priorities change, and we evolve with the contest as it grows. However, some things haven't changed, and we're still hard at work on some of the awesome things we announced last time, many of which are that much closer to being in your hands. Last time out, we waxed lyrical about our vision and goals. This time, we're getting straight to the meat. So without further ado, let's dive into the first Dev Diary of 2021. So yes, I am very excited to talk about a lot of this stuff. Quest content is the first part right here. So, Book 2, Act 1. I just kind of skipped ahead a tiny bit there. Just talking about quest content, as it mentions in this first paragraph, 2 brand new chapters are coming to Book 2, and you see the first one, and I just kind of spoil the second one. More back issues, a little thing called Summer of Pain. I guess that cough up above is getting cleared up. Some brand new hardcore challenges, a complete revamp to the starting experience, all need to be discussed. So let's get into it. Book 2, Act 1, Chapter 2 is coming this month. They already announced that with the patch notes, of course. No specific dates was given, just that it was coming this month. And I mean, personally, I still need to start Book 1, as I mentioned in my patch notes breakdown video. But Book 2, is coming this month. Very, 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 very soon. It's all about Gwenpool. Again, I've not played Chapter 1, so I don't know the full story, but coming into Chapter 2, as mentioned in the patch notes, Gwenpool has taken center stage. She's got Grandmaster's Isosphere, new nodes, mechanics, and a wholly original final boss in the form of the deliriously awesome Gwenmaster. I've got a quick picture to show you here for a second, which is really cool. So yes, Chapter 2 coming this month. As I very quickly spoiled, Chapter 3 is coming in October. Of course, we don't have any more information on that. It's way on down the road. The beta hasn't even started, so nothing to share there. It just says plans for new nodes, new bosses, and the return of the contest's oldest adversary. Wonder who that could be. Bringing back some of the nodes from Chapter 1, paired up with some new challenges to keep story quests engaging for players. So yeah, looks like the beta will be sometime during the summer. And then yes, they are aiming for Chapter 3 in October. So that is 2 more chapters of Book 2, Act 1 guaranteed for this year. So very exciting about that, especially because after that, we're getting close to the end of Book 2. So that's when things really start to get juicy with exploration and completion rewards for the whole act. Yeah, getting very excited for that. Of course, that's even farther down the road, but yeah, I am super duper excited for that. So yeah, as I mentioned, there is a picture here of Gwenmaster with the Isosphere, and yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty darn cool. Let me nope, not trying to do that. Let me just zoom in a little bit on her and bring it over. Booyah! That looks like so much fun. Not that you want to get hit by it, of course, I'm sure, but it's still, like, if you're going to go out, it looks like a fun way to go out. I'm just saying. So, yeah, that is pretty darn cool. I think I can stay at this percentage for zoom. So let's keep it moving. So back issues, another thing to talk about, obviously very popular. Variant 7 just went live recently, of course. Arachnid Action. I still need to start that one. I'm still wrapping up Variant 6. But as Kabam Goggy is mentioning here, originally we had lined up 3 back issue releases for 2021, but ultimately we decided to use those resources for other projects, both large and small, many of which are captured here, which we're talking about today. But of course, this is a very popular part of the game. Absolutely, I think, aside from, you know, some bits here and there, Variant 1, it's a very popular, you know, endgame content type thing where, again, it's not as punishing for the most part as some of the other stuff. So it's a lot more accessible than some of the other ungame content. So as Goggy points out here, there are no plans for back issues to cease, just a decrease in velocity compared to 2019 and 2018. So again, obviously, Variant 7, Arachnid Action, is live right now. Hopefully you all have been enjoying it. I can announce that Deadpoolooza, there we go. I was going to say Deadpool-alooza, but no, that would be an extra syllable. Deadpoolooza. So Variant 8 is coming out in November 2021. I bet that one is just going to be absolutely nuts. Because, yeah, back in 2016, Deadpoolooza was one of the first event quests where I was allowed to kind of go off the rails with how we built quests at the time. I'm looking forward to being equally unhinged with the variant design, and we're already brainstorming. So, yeah, Variant 8 coming out in November. I know it seems like a long ways away. As they mentioned, they were trying to, you know, shift some of the resources and time into other stuff. So yes, it's a bummer that it's, what is that, 6 months away. But again, I mean, the month before that, we have, you know, Chapter 3 of Book 2 coming out. As I mentioned above here, you know, that's coming out in October, and we're just diving into things here. So it's a bummer that there are only 2 variants this year, and so the next one is not coming out for a while. But it looks like there's going to be a lot of stuff to cover it, as Goggy mentioned, big and small. So let's just keep talking about stuff. But yeah, I'm very excited for that one. I'm sure it's just going to be absolutely nuts. Karina's Challenge, Chapter 1. So these were also mentioned in the patch notes, and since they are not live yet, at least as of the, not just the recording of this video, but also the release of this video and the release of the roadmap. Technically, these are not live just yet, so we cannot go into detail too much right here, but coming later today, they are coming today, as also mentioned in the patch notes, are these interesting new challenges, these Karina's challenges, I should say. They are going to be for Thronebreaker only. So if you're a Cavalier, Uncollected, or anything like that, these will not be available for you today. It is only for Thronebreaker. Karina's Challenge Chapter 1 will take Thronebreaker players through some classic fights across the contest with all new restrictions and truly painful challenges to overcome. Karina doesn't kid around. We've been talking about these for a little while. They're going to be nuts. They're going to be absolutely nuts. The challenges are going to be nuts. The rewards are going to be nuts. Again, more information is coming out on that later today, so be ready for it. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to share my thoughts just yet, but yeah, be ready for those. So yeah, so those are coming later today. And as they mentioned, Chapter 1, you know, no, we don't have any information about like a Chapter 2, what those would be, when those would be. But needless to say, the group coming out today in terms of the group of challenges, very, very interesting. And we'll leave it at that. Oh, here we go. So there's more information. Sorry about that. So yeah, permanent solo objectives for some epic rewards, including the brand new catalysts. Plus, for the most dedicated, there will be a unique profile pick on offer for those that can take down all challenges in 30 days. Stay tuned for more challenges in the future. And as we mentioned, they are going live later today. So be ready for that. Grand Masters Gauntlet coming in June. So coming next month. Got a bunch of 6-star rank 3s going untested. Need to feel the rush of Abyss or Labyrinth level difficulty again? The time has come for a fresh challenge. Now, we don't know too much. We really don't know any information about this, so I imagine we'll probably be seeing something very soon. But it's a brand new single quest filled with brawls to test only the greatest of summoners. 20 challenging fights await Thronebreaker summoners and their greatest champions, with nameless Thanos guarding the final step to your well-earned wares. So that is coming next month, so I imagine by the end of this month, be on the lookout for more information about this. I'm scared, I'm nervous, but I'm excited for this too. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But again, a big challenge coming for you next month. And I spoiled this one too by scrolling too fast. But the Summer of Pain, well, they mentioned it above. They did mention it above, so it's technically not a spoiler. But the Summer of Pain, as I mentioned, that cough is getting cleared up, and they are in fact releasing the Summer of Pain also in June. So this is going to be a multi-month event, as you can see here. And I know they talked a little bit about it when they were first planning on doing this. I wasn't in the CCP at the time, but, you know, obviously the topic came up, and then summer came and went. So it did not happen, but it is time. We kept you waiting. Now it's time for a collection of truly insane challenges. Every week running from June through to the end of August, so a solid 3-month event, we will release a new single standalone fight. So not a full quest, not a path like the Grandmaster's Gauntlet above. One fight. These devilish fights will be tough in their own right, but accompanying them will be a collection of brutal solo objectives that will test your roster, skill, patience, and the structural integrity of your mobile device as your grip tightens under the stress. I will not admit to ever throwing my device in anger in previous challenges. No, I've never done that. I'm sure nobody ever has. I don't know why they include this in the notes. It's a similar to the Grandmaster's Gauntlet, only in the sense that, you know, we have not really seen too much information on that. So nothing more to report than what you see right here. But again, it's starting next month. It's starting in June. So information should be coming pretty quickly. And to be able to share that with you by the end of the month, hopefully we'll see how that goes. But as of right now, nothing else to talk about, just that the Summer of Pain is in fact confirmed, and it is coming in June, and it will be a 3-month event. So yeah, that's gonna hurt. I feel like it's gonna hurt, but I'm very excited to see what these are as well, especially single fight. You know, like obviously it's gonna be a very tough fight every single time, or the fight itself won't be too bad, but the solo objectives will suck. But it'll be an interesting challenge, I'm sure. So I'm eager to see what all of that is going to entail. The Prologue initiative, as they kind of mentioned up above, you know, we're talking a lot about all this endgame stuff, especially Thronebreaker stuff with the Grandmaster's Gauntlet, with the Karina's challenges that are coming today. So talking about a lot of endgame stuff, but not talking as much yet, at the very least, about, you know, early players, you know, especially newer players, even some mid-level players, but, you know, really more in particular those that are just starting out or have only been playing for a very short period of time. So the Prologue initiative, and it's only got a date of 2021, so it's sometime this year. They mentioned the early MCOC experience hasn't seen much love over the past 6 years. While we've made some champ changes and improved a few fights, the first few acts of the contest need some work. So planned for sometime later this year, the Prologue initiative, cool name by the way, will look to rework the first 3 acts of MCOC completely. We'll be shortening the journey through long acts. Looking at you, Act 3, and I agree. Act 4 as well, but yeah, Act 3 for sure. And provide real tutorialization, hopefully I got that right, of big mechanics, as well as teaching more about the details of the contest gameplay, which I think that's a very nice touch. You know, it could be a cool time. I know a lot of people, of course, have already done, you know, like separate accounts, side accounts, you know, new accounts, you know, logs and diaries and things like that on their channel. I think I would probably do that too, honestly, to kind of start from scratch with a brand new account. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what this is going to entail, what kind of, not just the streamlining, of course, that's always nice, you know, when they're going to be obviously reducing the number of paths, reducing the number of fights, etc., but I like the tutorial aspect of it as well, so that, you know, I remember that there's, of course, some stuff at the very, very beginning of the game, the truly basic mechanics. But it'd be cool to see if they go more into strategy as well, different fight styles, different move sets that are based around those fight styles. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what this is going to be. Again, obviously I'm excited about the end game stuff, but I'm almost as equally excited about this kind of stuff just to see where, you know, the game is really going to take life at the beginning. For newer players to not just get the absolute basics, but to really get into the heart of the game and the strategy of the game. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for something like this. So yeah, we'll share more information on that as it comes down the road. Again, it's just saying 2021, so sometime this year. We don't know when, but yeah, hopefully we can show more information about that. Oh, there was a little bit more. Our goal is to bring more players from newbie Marvel fans to doom-stomping, alliance-leading super summoners. I like that term, by the way, super summoners, to create a more vibrant endgame experience for all. So yeah, there we go. Very, very excited to see more information on that. So that's the end of the questing section. I suppose I'm a little late to the party, but I'll say that I'll be doing timestamps down below, of course. Game modes. So now let's talk about game modes. They talked a lot of stuff last year, as it mentions. We're happy to say most of them were delivered on or are now fully in development, but ultimately some things didn't make the cut. While we're continuing to support incursions and have some bigger plans for the distant future, we won't be bringing any significant additions in 2021. We can't do everything we or all of you want to do. So sometimes tough calls have to be made. However, that makes room for things we're really excited about. So it looks like no updates, at least for now, with incursions. But let's talk about, there's a lot of stuff to talk about here. Alliance War. And I'm just going straight down so we can just talk about all of this at once. Last time we shared ideas for the future. This time they are reality. The first of which is a wave of quality of life changes to make war less of a slog, reducing stress on players and officers. Thank you for that. And more of an adventure. So coming all in June, as it mentions right here, Loyalty Store. Alliance War boosts can now be purchased weekly with a purchase limit of whatever it's going to be. But yeah, no waiting for the random rotation and hope that they show up. They are going to be, it looks like not rotated regularly, but they're going to be in there regularly. So that is a huge plus right there. The undo button, which of course is great for AQ, is now going to be for AW as well. That'll be a big help, especially with the energy cap getting increased to 6 and refresh rate decreased to 45 minutes. So again, that'll be a big help tied in with the undo button. Helps keep things moving, and you don't have to spend as much time on it overall. So that is a huge plus. And then adjusting top AW tiers. We will be moving tier 3 to challenger difficulty, as well as rebalancing the number of alliances in the top 3 tiers. So that is, we've never gotten that high, so that doesn't technically affect us, but I know that is going to be a change that a lot of people at the top should hopefully like. Eager to see more on that soon. There will be new nodes and challenges to face throughout the rest of the year. On top of all of these changes to war, we hope to start delivering these with Season 27, which is going to be the next season. We're in 26 right now, of course. And then further down the road with Alliance War, we understand there are a number of factors affecting how people feel about AW. They differ from tier to tier, alliance to alliance. We want to address those factors. To do that, we need to move faster. That's why we've reshaped the way in which our team approaches AW and AQ. Expect more impactful changes more often. Yes, thank you. We need that, absolutely. To start, we'll be looking at Tier 1 wars. We've heard from many summoners the issues many face are with the lack of difficulty, causing even a single death to be the deciding factor in a war. And we've all seen lots of those YouTube videos from other content creators. How, yeah, it literally comes down to, a single death sometimes. Again, I've never been in Tier 1 wars, and I probably never will, but I get it. So, yeah, they want to make AW less stressful. We want to reduce officer workload. Again, thank you. Avoid stagnation and improve the experience in higher tier wars. They're still exploring their options and will be consulting members of high tier alliances as we form our plans. But hope to be making strides towards this with every coming season. And then, so that's the future. And then more in the future, 2022, they're continuing to explore the next big thing for AW. They have opted to take a little longer to explore different ideas that will get the most out of war and challenge what war stands for in MCOC. So very interesting down the road for sure. We'll see what that entails. Solo competitive. It's happening this year. A brand new game mode is coming to the contest, and our goal is to deliver it in 2021. Codename Draft Battles. It's an all-new solo competition that will test your skill, strategy, and cunning against other summoners for the first time. Taking early inspiration from last year's Summoner Showdown event, Draft Battles will feature picks and bans alongside strategic buff choices and a skill-based scoring system that creates a gameplay experience that early testers have said they enjoyed more than anything before in the contest. It's high praise. That is definitely high praise. I still play Marvel Strike Force. It sounds like there's a similar version of that in that game that's going to be popping up here, especially with like picking champions, banning champions, things like that. Of course, with this, it'd be more about the buffs themselves, as you see here. Lay on clever buff combinations to outfox your challenger. Use the depth of your roster to mix up the meta, create a new winning combination. So you'll be battling against other people in real time, I believe. That's a really cool feature. Rise the ranks for completely unique rewards to the contest. I'm intrigued to see what those are going to be. But yeah, that sounds like a very cool feature that I know a lot of people have been hoping for. And aiming for this year. So hope when we get more information on it, we'll share it with you when we can. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what this is going to turn into. AQ. We've had lots of big plans for AQ and have lots to deliver from those plans. We've pulled back on a few things like quest challenges and seasons to make room for more significant new features and content. Here's what's to come. Next month, we have officer tools, which is great. Again, I've been the leader of my alliance for years and have had a number of great officers with me. For war, we're bringing a whole collection of new quality of life changes as described above. For quests, we're focusing on the officers. So yes, thank you for that. Coming in June is the AQ Officer Tool, a brand new interface that allows Alliance officers to plan out an entire cycle of quests at once. Oh my god, yes, thank you, please, pretty please. Set up and plan an entire cycle of Alliance quests in one go. Auto start selected maps with all 3 battle groups, select modifiers, and see all the possible rewards from one easy interface. This is going to be a massive time savings, and I agree. And no having to wait until day 1 of AQ ends and it resets, and then you have to do set up AQ day 2. Hopefully somebody's around to hop onto the game and start it. No, you can do all of this stuff in advance. That is going to be a huge win. I'm going to be very excited for it. That's for sure. Because I'm usually the one who starts AQ. So being able to plan it all out ahead of time, looking at the rewards, but just setting up the different days and setting up, what maps we're going to run on that day based on like the Alliance War schedule and maintenance and things like that. Being able to, set up the maps, being able to set up the modifiers, all that stuff ahead of time. Yes, please. I will happily sit and do that for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is at the beginning of the week to not have to worry about it for the rest of the week. That is going to be so great. Yes, please bring it on. Map 8 coming in the fall. Not much else to talk about. No information to share, but Map 8 is coming to the fall. I still have never tried Map 7, so I can only imagine what Map 8 is going to be like. But yes, for those of you who are regularly running Map 7 and are looking for something new, it's coming. So yeah, no other information to share on that right now, but Map 8 is coming this fall. Moving on to another big topic of discussion, arenas. Here we go. So, last time we talked a lot about an arena revamp, big changes to make the mode more rewarding and free-flowing. It's time to make that happen. And as you can see, it's this month. Coming soon to an arena near you is an overhaul on the arena structure, which I know we've talked about for almost as long as bases, right? Coming soon, trademark. There are a lot of details, but for this post, I'll include the top points. Here we go. There's a lot of stuff to talk about with arenas. Instead of a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star featured hero arena and a 4-star basic hero arena, there will be 2 6-star hero arenas, featured and basic, that run concurrently. I'm going to try and do this point by point, so I'm not getting ahead of myself. Each run on the current 3-day structure, so still like, the Monday 10 a.m. for me, I'm Pacific time. So that's like Monday 10 a.m. to Thursday 10 a.m. and then Thursday 10 a.m. to Sunday 10 a.m. So the same 3-day structure. Each will have the top 100 get the 6-star hero. 101 to 500, so that's obviously just short of 4. Well, no, that is 400 people. So 101 to 500 get the 5-star hero. So that's an increase right there as well. Basic is still basic, blue. Each will have the 3-star and 4-star as a milestone reward. Featured and basic hero arenas will be unlocked to uncollected and up and use 4 to 6-star champions. So those are not going to be the only arenas, of course. Summoner Trials will be updated from a 2-star hero top prize to a 4-star Nexus top prize, and you use 1 to 4-star champions. In sum total, the total number of units you can earn has been increased from 535 to 540 units across 3 arenas instead of 5. So it's not a huge increase, of course, but for those who are running all of the arenas, it should at least be easier to get all of the units. I would hope, without having tested all of this, of course, is that I would hope that, again, you're only running 3 arenas instead of 5, so milestones from there, it'll be a smaller time investment than having to do all of the milestones in all of the arenas right now, as Brian Grant recently proved with his live stream a little while back. First version of these new arenas will come May 13th, so 1 week from today. Not today's arenas, obviously. That would be a real quick change with no warning. So it's the 1 week heads up. First version of these new arenas will come May 13th for featured hero Shang-Chi and basic hero Falcon. So be ready for that because it is coming next week. Again, I'm interested to hear everyone's thoughts on everything, of course, but I'm interested to hear people's thoughts on the arena new structure, particularly with the featured and basic hero arenas will be locked to uncollected and up. So if you're not uncollected yet, it's not like you'll be totally locked out of arena. You'll still have the Summoner Trials one. But yeah, I'll be interested to hear what people think about that. So definitely any and all comments about any of this stuff, definitely put it down in the comment section below. Alliance Raids, another new feature coming soon at some point. Let's see what we have for here. A lot of intro here. Never have we embarked on as enormous a challenge for the contest. Early in development, Alliance Raids will form the jewel in the crown of the MCOC endgame experience, providing summoners with threats beyond any scope you have yet to imagine. Coming next year. So no other information to share on that right now. I honestly don't think we have any new information that we could share anyway. But yes, Alliance Raids coming next year. The way they're building it up, I'm very intrigued to see what this is going to entail. Yeah, I'm very intrigued. So we'll just leave it at that. Talking next about progression. The times they are changing, as you can see right here. So in terms of overall progression, I just spoiled the first part here. Masteries 2.0 coming next year. Still a work in progress, but new masteries are coming to the contest. Again, no idea what they are. Can't share anything. I don't have anything to spoil. But new masteries are coming to the contest. We're going to completely upend the mastery system as a whole to provide a brand new mastery experience that you have been crying out for since your first parry. So, new masteries coming in. The old list is being overhauled to reduce the amount of useless masteries. They said it. To be replaced and added to with brand new gameplay mechanics, tools, and toys to play within content. Very excited to see what that's going to be. It could be bad, of course. Anything is possible, but I would like to think that this is going to just bring about new abilities, new gameplay interactions, new node interactions, things like that. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what these are going to be. Loadouts, the thing that we've all been hoping for such a long time. Anytime you want to switch your masteries, having to cancel them all out, even in just the one tab of, offense, defense, utility, things like that. It's still a pain. As they say, we know, we do it too. So yeah, with 2.0, everyone will get the chance to build mastery loadouts that will make switching much easier. So yes, please, that cannot come soon enough. I'll be very excited to see that. That is for sure. More flexibility. Our goal with the new system is to make masteries more flexible. Through loadouts and new masteries, you have more room to experiment as we originally intended. So yeah, I'm very excited for all this stuff. If nothing else, just the loadouts. Even if they didn't add any new masteries, just the loadouts would be cool. But the fact that they're going to be adding new ones, getting rid of some of the ones that probably nobody or very few people uses, yes, please, bring it on. They wanted to have it this year. However, on our current trajectory, this may be a little too ambitious, with 2022 as more realistic. We have a lot planned, and the next item is coming first. And that next item is... page break. Sorry, I had to do it. The next item is relics, coming this year. Another interesting topic. Again, eager to see what people are going to be thinking about this. Relics are all new cores of power that provide individual champions with the ability to apply custom buffs to their kits. Individual relics act as vessels for a collection of new buffs with a host of unique abilities tied to each one. For the first time, you'll be able to apply collectible mastery-like buffs to individual champions. Okay. We'll see. Summoners will initially find relics in the new solo competitive mode before being slowly rolled out as rewards across other modes in the game. At launch, you'll be able to use your relics and their power in solo competitive and a few other modes, few other pieces of content before we roll it out across the entire game after launch. So here's a little bit of information on it. Again, we don't know too much about it just yet. We haven't been, given a full breakdown or anything, but essentially, you collect relics, unique objects with different slots that offer new power and mastery like buffs, as we mentioned above. You can then upgrade those relics so you can have more buffs, higher quality buffs. So you're obviously customizing your champions to however you see fit with different buffs, probably with different matchups, different content, things like that. And then assign strikers, which let's talk about those next as well. Last year, we teased our tag team prototype, Strikers. Strikers, I should say it correctly. This year, you'll get to play it. The jewel in the crown of the relic system, Strikers will be the top tier equipables that you can apply to relics. They provide access to unique abilities that will help cover your weaknesses or enhance your strengths. So you collect those, combine them with other buff effects to create insanely powerful relics to assist your champ in combat. There's a direct impact. Intercept attacks, give yourself a breather, or just lay the smackdown with the special attacks of a bonus champion alongside your current champion. That could be absolutely nuts. Combining specials and abilities of those specials with, a different champ combined with the champ that you're using, that could be so much fun. Yeah, so again, that kind of stuff that's about, combinations and customization and things like that, and beating difficult content, difficult nodes, difficult buffs, difficult everything, So I'm hesitant. I'm what is it? Cautiously optimistic. There we go. I'm cautiously optimistic that something like this will be much more positive than negative, of course, but will be something that is not too difficult to use, but then will just open up this game even further. You could have a lot of fun with this kind of stuff, I'm sure. Roster. So on top of all of that stuff that we've just been talking about, a collection of improvements to the World of Champion and Sigstone acquisition, across 2021. I skipped a syllable. Here's a skinny on a few of the big hitters, and this is coming from the one and only Kabam Kamish. Acceleration of the collected. As mentioned above in the Prologue initiative, we're changing the progression of the collected, so those who are not uncollected. Mostly by accelerating them to uncollected. There you go. The change in content needs to be matched with a change in economy for those early game players, and you'll see signs of this all throughout the rest of the year. It has already begun. So that is a cool thing. Obviously, with the rework of the earlier acts, that will also help people to get to that uncollected title, which of course is still one of the big achievements of the game. It's a huge milestone that changes a lot. So I'm glad that kind of tied in with the reworks of the early stuff and the extra tutorialization and things like that. It also means that they're going to get people quicker through that kind of stuff to get them to uncollected. So yes, that is awesome. Bring it on. Especially too with the mention of the arena stuff above, where those 2 arenas are going to be uncollected and above. Right here, the featured and basic hero arenas will be locked to uncollected and up and use 4 to 6 star champions. So getting people to uncollected faster so that they're also able to get into the arenas, even if they're not going for the champ, even if they're just going for milestones. That is a huge plus if they're going to make those uncollected and above only, then getting people through the collected stuff and to become uncollected quicker. That is a big plus and a big help to the player base. No Thronebreaker crystals, which is kind of a bummer. Shout out to Seaton. They've been having a lot of talk about it. Obviously, recently we've been getting those buffed Cavalier crystal drop rates for 5 stars and 6 stars, which is really cool for a lot of people, including myself. So unfortunately no Thronebreaker crystals, which is kind of a bummer, but again, the changes they made to the Cavalier crystals, I think, balance it out. We'll see how things go as time goes on. So they've been starting to offer Grandmaster versions of crystals to non-uncollected players. We've been seeing that in things like the daily deals, some of the other offers and what have you, and that's part of the acceleration that we just talked about above, getting collected players to uncollected as quickly as possible. We just talked about the drop rates as well. So yeah, bummer on no Thronebreaker crystals, but those other changes they've been making, I think, are a nice balance to that. 6-star Sigstones. 6-star Awakening Gems and Sigstones take away from the value of dupes and the value of opening crystals. But we also understand the value of being able to specifically target a champion to awaken and increase the Sig level is huge for player agency. The balance is on how quickly we want to run through 6 stars, not too quickly, and get into what comes next. 7 stars? We're not going to go into that. There's no 7-star announcement or anything, but I do get where they're coming from. So we're not in any particular hurry to increase the amount of stones too much. That being said, we have heard the concern of stones in offers versus in content or earned. Brian Grant, again, another big proponent of that. Somebody who's free to play. If you're not spending money, you're not really getting any 6-star Sigstones for the most part. Or when you do get them, they're very, very few and not worth it from a unit standpoint. We've been adding 6-star Sigstones in monthly event rewards, stones in X7 rewards, in incursion rewards, and in upcoming Thronebreaker challenge and content, which obviously we've talked a lot about that. So, I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of Sigstones there very soon. We will continue to monitor the overall balance of stones throughout the 2021 year. Wish Crystal was another thing they talked about last time. It is all basically the short answer is still in the works. No ETA at this time, unfortunately. Yes, they've talked about these other improvements that they've made, which is absolutely true. But yeah, the Wish Crystal itself still in the works, still in the pipeline. No other information to share there, unfortunately. Moving on, Project Genesis. We're getting close to the end, I promise. 2021 and beyond. As MCOC quickly approaches the ripe old age of 7, we need to give the beast, some tune-ups to make it worthy of the decade. There we go. Sorry about that. Project Genesis is a game-wide modernization initiative that will update, refresh, and rework huge parts of the contest, bringing it up to the standard you and we expect it to be in 2021. Load times, yes please, thank you, drastically reducing and all-out removing load times between many screens across the game. Granted, a lot of the load time or load screen artwork is also amazing, but if we could bring down those load times across the board, that would be very much appreciated throughout the entire community, that is for sure. They're talking about a refreshed UI, a user interface. The entire visual style of the contest is going to get a facelift to bring out its true beauty and make the game feel of this time, not its time. Okay, I get what they mean. Yeah, sorry about that. So I mean, it's not a bad interface right now, but yeah, definitely could use some sprucing up, that's for sure. The quest map will get a big upgrade to make it smoother, faster, sorry about that, and potentially add new ways to interact. Interesting note there. I'm intrigued to see what that's going to entail. So yeah, just again, they're coming up on 7 years. Great time to refresh some stuff, revamp some stuff, not totally change the game or anything, but just really clean it up and freshen it up and things like that. So yeah, interested to see more on that as it comes at some point later this year. UI usability. Sorry about that. From the home screen to the unit store, we're improving the usability and layout of the vast majority of screens across the contest. So yeah, all of that is really cool. Expect to see performance improvements, new visuals, and refreshed UI layouts in the coming months and years. I mean, yeah, that can't be an easy project. So I'm sure it'll come in waves and stages, and I'm very excited to see what that is all going to be. And that is it. With that, that is it. So yeah, lots of stuff obviously to focus on, to talk about. Boy, is there so much stuff. So again, let me know what you think of all this stuff down in the comments below. I'm very excited about basically all of it. Like I said, some interesting things that I'm going to wait to give my review on until after we see them in game. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So yes, put all your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you made it all the way to the end here, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button to subscribe, ring the bell, turn on all notifications so you keep getting notified of CCP content and the rest of my content as well. For now, though, enjoy the roadmap today. Enjoy the changes coming, some coming very soon, some coming literally today and next week and this month and all that good stuff. And I will see you next time.